Hello there, this is Out Motorsports. My name is Jake, and today we are at Charlotte Motor Speedway with Ford for the sake of the Ford Mustang Shelby GT. Oh God, there goes my coffee. Okay, let's try that again. Again, today we are here at Charlotte Motor Speedway with Ford for the Ford Shelby Mustang GT500 track tour. So we are here at Charlotte Motor Speedway with a bunch of GT500s, a bunch of media, and we're gonna learn all about the GT500 and take it for some time on the road course and some time on the drag strip. So let's head inside. Got a smattering of Mustang Shelby GT500s behind me and also in front of me. They've got us split up into 3 different groups, and we're gonna go through and do a little bit of a product tour, and then we'll take turns driving these cars both on the drag strip and on the infield road course. So it's a nice day, nice weather. It's a little chilly for the tires that these cars are on, so we'll see what they're gonna do to warm these things up. And as far as the car itself, these are supercharged V8s, and they're putting out 760 horsepower. The supercharger itself displaces a little over 2 liters of displacement, so really cool. These do have the, the aero that you get on the GT500. They've got the carbon fiber wheels on some of them, and all this power is put down through a Tremec dual clutch 2-pedal automatic. So some people don't really love that because it's an automatic transmission, but for 760 horsepower, it seems pretty all right to me. So we're gonna head out on the track and see how these do. I was placed in the blue group, which was sent to the road course first. This was an exciting way to kick off our morning, but I was a bit apprehensive as the weather was cold and so were the tires. These GT500s are running Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires, which Michelin calls a streetable track and competition tire, which means it doesn't have a lot of grip in the cold. In any case, I settled into my Twister Orange GT500 and reacquainted myself with the current Mustang interior. Aside from the special Recaro seats and Ford's new shift knob where a traditional manual transmission lever would be, the interior is pretty plainly Mustang. It's functional, easy to figure out, and generally isn't going to be anything too fancy. Development money was clearly spent here where it mattered, everywhere else. Once our group got situated in the cars, we left the paddock and hit the road course. We were the first of 3 cars to leave, with other groups following us out. Our road course laps were in a lead-follow format behind a pace car, and each of us had a radio wired into our helmet so the lead car's driver could give us pointers. Like I said, I went out in the very first group of 3, and our group started to pick up the pace a bit. Unfortunately, we did catch the back of the final group and ended up running more parade laps than anything after the first lap or 2. Lead follow is tough, especially with a group like this with so many drivers with such varied skill. And as a result, I didn't feel like I got a whole lot out of the session, to be totally honest. We ran a very short course and couldn't push the GT500 much beyond the section of oval that allowed us to open up the throttle for a bit. What I can say is that the GT500 appeared very composed in my brief, relatively slow laps. The Mustang in general is a bit of a sledgehammer of a road course car, doubly so with all the power of the supercharged 5.2 liter V8 here. When I could roll on the power, it built steadily, which was a really nice surprise for a 760 horsepower supercharged V8. The supercharger built power faster with more revs, and in my faster ride-along lap with an instructor, I could finally feel it working. The instructor and I both chose to leave the Tremec dual clutch in drive as opposed to using the paddles, as shifts were perfectly timed and executed. The paddles were there, but weren't really necessary. The biggest wow moment for me on the road course was with the GT500's brakes. Stopping power was very good with solid pedal feel and easy modulation of the calipers through the ABS. I wasn't able to use the brakes enough to see how they'd fade or not after repeated hard laps, but in any case, cold pads, cold tires, I still had plenty of confidence in slowing the GT500 down over and over. After the road course, we took a breather and got a walk around of the Shelby GT500. Ford had a GT500 mounted on its passenger side so we could see underneath. Every important component was marked, with some components also shown off of the car in various stages of disassembly. This, like I said earlier, is where Ford spent all of their development money. We also heard from several reps of partner companies like Brembo to hear about how the GT500 came together as a total package. Most impressive to me was Ford's Aerobuck GT500, a running and driving car that used 3D printed plastic pieces to help engineers design the aerodynamics of the final production car. The time to make changes was apparently reduced quite a bit compared to normal design and engineering methods thanks to 3D printing. Ford also had an original 1968 Shelby GT500 on display, which was pretty cool on its own. They had set up one of the original GT500's wheel and tire combinations next to the 2020 GT500 brake rotor and caliper. The new GT500's brake rotor is bigger in diameter than the old car's wheel. This is not something unique to Shelby, but it's really wild to see how far the industry has come, Shelby or otherwise, in 50-some years. After the walk-around, we took a trip to the drag strip. I had never made a pass down a drag strip before, so this was very exciting. My instructor coached me through the launch control and when to release the brake pedal so the dual clutch would engage right on the green light. Each time I let off, kept the throttle matted, and held on. Tremec clicked off quick shifts down the strip, and the GT500 remained pretty composed with just a little shimmy in each upshift. By my third and final run, I had done it and managed a 0.06 second reaction time. We didn't get any time slips, but these GT500s are capable of a sub-11 second quarter mile on the right hand to quarter forward. We also got a demo of line lock, which locks only the front brakes so the driver can warm up the rear tires before their runs. And that's it for this racetrack preview of the 2020 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500. Thanks so much for coming along, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you again for the next one.